Hey, welcome back to this Tableau workshop. Today we're going to show Lab 7, which is Visualizing Multivariate. Right. So first we're going to open an Excel spreadsheet and you're going to look for today's file. It's basically sample coffee chain. Right, we're going to connect to the coffee chain database. So once you have launched, right, and we're going to drag the coffee query to the canvas, right? And you can see the raw data over here. So now we're going to use the spreadsheets. Sorry, not this one. We're going to create a new one. Sorry. Okay. Right, this is the outcome. Let me just close everything first. Let's just start. Right, this is basically what we're going to do. Okay, so let me just start over again. So we're going to choose sample coffee. We're going to put the coffee chain query to this canvas, the raw data, and we're going to use a new spreadsheet, right? And we're going to drop, you can rename the task here, and we're going to drop the market to from the dimension to the columns, and we're going to drop the product to the rows, right? And then we're going to drop the profits to the from the measure panel into the row also. Okay, so that's you have the bar chart that's been created, right? And then we're going to drop the market information to the marks here, and we're going to drop it into color. There you have the color bar, so you can see variance. Next, we're going to try to create a bullet graph. So again, we're going to create a new sheet, and then on your show me, so the show me is here, click on the show me. So you can see you're going to choose the bullet here. So now we're going to click we're going to use a few items, right? So click on the product type and the market and use a control, holding down using the control key, as well as a budget sales and the sales from the measure panel, right? This is the dimension panel and measure panels. And we're going to click on bullet, right? Bullet. So we got a bullet chart that's been plotted out, right? So you can right click on the budget axis, okay, and try to swap the reference line field. Right, swap the reference line field, and you will see that the blue line, the blue bar, basically represent the actual sales. Right, we're going to compare the budget sales and the actual sales. Right, the black bar over here basically shows the budgeted sales, right? The blue bar here basically show the actual sales. And then you can see there's a gray, dark gray, that shows about some percentage, okay, from the actual sales. And this is the 80% or 60%, right, of the actual sales. Okay, so you can fit the graph entire view so that you can see the entire view better. Next, we move on to another task. which is also using Excel spreadsheets. So we're going to choose another Excel spreadsheet. So we're going to click on the icon to start a new Excel spreadsheet. And this time we're going to choose Accident 2015. Okay, we're going to create a heat map calendar. Right, we're trying to create a heat map calendar. Right, so we're going to create a new sheets. Okay, so go ahead and create a new sheets, and we're going to drop the dates. So we're going to pick the date from the dimension panel into the column. Okay, and we can do a right click to choose more of the weekdays. Right, and we're going to drop the dates, also another date to the row, and this time we're going to choose week number. Okay, week number. There you have this column, right? And you can try to fit into the entire width, right? So it fill up nicely. Now we're going to drag the accident count. The accident count should be right at the bottom here. Accident count, and then drag it into the color field. So we show some heat map. Okay, you can see the different colors representing. You can even change the color variance. Right, you can edit the color. You can change it to the orange, blue diverging, right? And you can also reverse the color, right? So reverse the color, and you can even apply. There you have a clearer pictures, right? With more differentiated colors. Next, you're gonna drag and drop the dates to the label. You want to put in some labeling. Okay, so there you have some label, but isn't what you want. So let's right click. So let's just do some changes. Let's change the select the day. So we're going to check the day. So we got the days, right, and change the mark to a square. Right, so we're going to change the mark to a square. Okay, over here we want to change it to a square. So there's a bit of the squarish thing. Okay, in the text mark, edit the size. We want to change the size of the. See what we can change. Okay, sorry. Size of the text. We just want to change the size of the text over here. So we change to 6. So we get smaller. Right? Okay. Didn't change. 6. Enter. So smaller size, 6. Right, now we're going to use, we need to also change the vertical alignment. Right, so now the vertical alignment, we also choose the top, okay, vertical top, and we'll shift the top. Right, next we're going to create a calculated field. Right, so we're going to click on this calculated field, click on the calculated field, and you can add on the column index. We name this as column index. Once you have that, you're going to paste this formula, okay, which is taken from the lab, okay, and you can just apply the column index. Right. So once you create the column index, it's basically created somewhere below. I think. Let me see what column index, but we're going to move it to the dimension, right? Since it's in the measure, so we just move it to the dimensions. Right. So once you are in the dimension, we also want to drag this column index to the columns here. We're going to put it in front and see how it looks. So it looks really more like a calendar, right? So next we also want to collapse the months so that we can see the months next to each other, right? So you can see that now it's staggered, right? But you want to see a bit more close together, and we're going to use a calculated field. Okay, we're going to talk about the row index, indexing the row index, right? And we're going to cut the formula. So just take this formula first, apply, and we're going to move this to the, let me see, formula. Right, again, we want to drag the row index to the from the measure to the dimension. Okay, once you have the dimension, we want to move it. We want to replace. Right, with days, we're going to replace this. Right, so we can take out this and we'll try to replace with the row index. Sorry. We should. Okay. Right, so there you have. All right, now drag the date from the dimension to the row itself, and you can place it in the here. Now it looks a bit small. Now we want to put it into a quarterly. You can choose the quarter, and then now you have something that really looks like a calendar. Right? You can see there's a calendar of event. So next we're going to format the visualization to make it more with more spacing between the two columns. Right? So we're going to remove some of the lettering. So on hide, we're going to hide this, not to show. So that's gone. And we also want to remove the row index. So right click, don't show, unclick that. And here also hide the label. And we also want to hide this, don't show. So there you have all the labels are being hidden. So we repeat that. Then we move on to show the entire view. So it stretch out to have a better view, entire view. Next, we move on to format the chart, right? So we want to add some borderline. So we're going to right click on the format and see where we can. So we can see this format. We can go to the row, go to the border, right? And you have the border, and you can go to the column divide, choose a very thickest line, and choose white, right? So you can see there's a gap. So we have just created for all the columns, we have a gap with a white line, right? And we're going to do the same for the rows, right? Rows now currently got no spacing. We're also going to choose the row divider. We're going to choose the thickest one and choose the white color. And there you have a little gap there. So it looks kind of neater, right? As compared to earlier. Right, and if you want to change some of this into a short abbreviation, you can right click on the format. Sorry, just choose. Okay, you can click on the text format, and you can go to this date and can choose abbreviation, so it becomes shorter abbreviation. Right, and you can change the header to vehicle accidents. Now we're going to add in some holidays, right? So we can click back on this data source and we can add another Excel table. We can add in the holidays. Right, so there you have added in the holidays, and you can use the holiday to create a link. Okay, the link and the date is a date. Right, you can choose to update now or close it. So it's been updated. So now we can move on to the next. Next. Okay, what you can do is now with the just now those things that you created, right? You can go back to the data source. Sorry, you can close this, right? And you can go down to the holidays, date holidays, and you can basically add or can add this holidays, right? And you can try to see if you can add it into the label here. Let me just see whether, yeah. So once you add into the holidays, you notice there are some holidays that comes out. Bank holidays, right? And here another holiday, Christmas Day, right? You can see some of the holidays has been added, right? So with that, that kind of end the tutorial session. Thank you very much.